Speaker, June Roken, and the time of the speech is 5 to 7 minutes from the Advanced Communicator Series Specialty Speeches. June is practicing, no, I'm sorry, June calls herself the Maverick Speaker. She is the inventor of the meat cookie, and please visit her websites to know more about her. She speaks to change and expand herself and change the world through words. And her speech title, I'm not sure of the speech title yet.
It is in my hand. She is doing an impromptu speech, so I'm going to pick one of these 5 titles. It will be
Optimism Tales.
Optimism Tells.
All right.
Being an optimist is needed in today's society. Wherever you go, whoever you talk to. And I was raised an optimist. I was told to do nice things. I was told I have to do this so that other people would not react negatively to me. But one day I was in a restaurant and I was eating this really tasty meal. And in my excitement, I was saying this, wow, this is so tasty. I wonder when I'm going back here again. Within that positive thought that I like this tasty meal exists a negative thought. Within every positive word that is part of your thought is a negative thought. Would you agree? Good. Now, this causes stress. Why? Because just like a battery, if you always participate in the positive and the negative, your neurons fire. For every word that has a positive and a negative connection, your neurons fire. It's just like a Christmas tree. After so many words that's in your thought that you've been thinking about, that keeps firing, and guess what? Neurons that fire together, wire together. When it wires together, it becomes like a Christmas tree. Now, what happens is, it becomes your structure, the structure of your way of thinking. It becomes a design. What reminds you of designs? What reminds you of patterns? Anyone? Computers. Through information processing, we can be designing ourselves, and others could take our design and manipulate it. Do you want that? No. So I'm here to talk about optimism tales. Within what I told you, it is very clear that optimism itself isn't stable. So it is a tale. In fact, I will call it a tall tale. Just so we can relate to the contest, the contest that we're going to have, which is the tall tales. So these tall tales exist in our mind, through our thoughts, in everyday words we say. Caitlin, if I misspell her name and I wrote down something else, she would say to me, hey June, your agenda says my name is spelled like this when it should be spelled like this. So she reacts. So agenda the word agenda, the word executive, the word Toastmasters, the word club, and the word Caitlin, if for example, this is a design, you see. Now, if we change one thing, and we change Caitlin into Kathy, it's not Caitlin, the design changes, correct? In other words, if for example, I say, Michael, male, makeup. Does that make sense? No, immediately you will say, wait, what? Your design can be influenced by people talking about a word that is not part of your design. That is very interesting. That's why when I did the meat cookie, nobody wants to taste it. But why am I presenting this anyway? It's because I'm here to expand myself, and within that change myself, and then change the world. Right now, optimism, they say, changes the world. This is a tall tale. Why? Because poverty is rising. And so the negative is rising as we become an optimist. Why? Because the positive comes from the negative. It's actually the things that we're running away from. And we're trying to satisfy a desire for the opposite of it. That in so doing, we don't face the fear and it piles up, poverty, you see. And we all try to become rich. And then, within that, try to preserve each one's design by saying words that are positive. These are the optimism tales that we exchange, which are actually part of our design tales that we need to actually rewrite. Why? Because it causes stress. Well, stability isn't from negative to positive, really, because as I told you, if I'm eating a beautiful meal, my mind will give me a thought, when are you coming back here? I need this. Which is a negative thing, which causes stress, which causes disease. So the solution is stability. The stability isn't optimism within reacting to negativity. The real optimism is stable optimism, which is what I'm doing now. Telling you the positive and the negative effects, the benefits, and when you find out this works, then you can change yourself and change the world and be stable. Mr. Toastmaster.
May I have a Thomas report?